So it's 4:45. I feel like I'm running late. It's so crazy when I start. I just feel like I'm running. If I get up, and when I woke up, it was like 4 o'clock. And it was almost four. The dogs woke me up too, so I'm out of it. Is that I got woke up at 1:30, and I felt really out of it. Stella wanted me to start giving him treats and stuff, and I said, no, I gotta go back to sleep and wake myself up. I can't. I gotta. I feel too out of it, and so I laid back down, and I kept feeling like I was awake the whole time. I didn't feel like I was ever asleep. But then the dog started doing something because I have this awareness that's going on all the time. It's weird. And then when I got woke up, I realized I was asleep, and I'm always in other places. I just go other places or something. And I don't know. It's just weird because I just live so different, and it just is yeah, ever since yesterday, it was like a conversation I had with my mom, and um it was something I can't remember what it was. Just like about the stuff going on. It was she messaged me something, and then I said something else, and I said, I don't know if you're seeing all the stuff going on over in some of these other places. Like, I just saw a video of Tennessee again, and coffins and stuff are just like out because it just washed through graveyards and just put them everywhere. And like nothing is getting clean. Like it's a disaster. It's nothing. There's nothing our government is doing to fix it. They don't give a fuck. And I mean, this has got so many levels to it. And I know the level that we, as the humans, we need to choose is this road to independence, this leaving like in that case, I just see it so clear that area is pushing out. And I don't know, I can't. Everybody's got their own soul story and their own motivation, and I can't go in and say, well, they should be doing this and they should be doing that, because that's not the way it works. I had this person yesterday who got so pissed off at me. They were so frustrated with me. I have this video I did yesterday. It's so weird because it's so fucking random. Oh yeah, I still got to finish saying that, but this was so fucking random. So I was I don't know. I feel really out of it, like super duper out of it, like having problems, like, I don't know how to explain. It's almost like I'm like, fuck, I gotta cook. I gotta make something. Like, it's weird. It's like I don't know how to explain it. So anyways, I was like, fuck, what am I going to make the dogs, man? What am I going to feed them? God damn, they just keep eating everything so fast. It's like, God damn, I got to make another fucking thing. And I got to make this shit last 3 weeks. It's like, fuck. Well, this week, the food bank is closed the next week, but I don't have much hopes there's going to be much food there. Like, it's dwindling for sure. And we got to just stick with the beans. And the thing is I like to add in the carrots and stuff like that. But at the food bank, they only let you have 2 carrots. You get 2 carrots. And so I need to go buy stuff, but I gotta wait till my check now, because I just, this is how I just do things. And this is like why I have husbands get so pissed, because I'll pay all my shit to make sure my shit is paid, and then I'll go without having any money for a couple weeks. As long as I got the stuff I need, then I'm good. But yeah, everybody doesn't live like that, because I've had many a fight, many a battle over that. Yeah, I've been called so many names and stuff. Yeah. Okay, wait a second, because now let me see where I was, because I don't think I finished with the one that I was saying, and I was bouncing back over to the one with my mom, because that linked to that. But wait a second, because did I finish saying what it was I was going off and saying about? Oh my gosh, oh yeah, okay. So I made this video about, so I just dumped a bunch of pinto beans in when I got up yesterday and let them soak. And then when I started doing my stuff, I started cooking them. And they pinto beans, I swear to God, are like my favorite beans. And so I ate a few bites and I was like, fuck, these beans are good. And, And I was making them some chicken to go with their beans and stuff. So the, so anyways, whatever, this stupid video I did was just like this quick thing because it was like, man, I see these people to sit all day long on these videos, begging people to feed them, begging for money. And just like that one at that girl, the food bank girl, and I go to the food bank, so I know it's at the food bank, and I know it's the same at all the motherfucking food banks because I've been to my mom's house and she gets food from the food bank and she's got the same shit. So it is, like, that's why I say it's like government food or something. And you know, like you'll get Libby's or whatever, but they all like, it's a fucking corporate. I don't. It's such a. I can understand like the Matrix concept thing because it's like a web of connection, but anyway, so in this video I said something about you can live off beans. And this is a thing also because all these, like if you go back to all these different cultures, Japanese or some of the ones in the Orient may not be so much on beans. They may have something else that they sustained off of. I'm not sure. But so fucking many cultures and civilizations sustained off of beans. And they, it's like a staple in their diet. And it, beans and rice is huge. And when you find out about how beans and rice work, it is like it's like the best energy and it's long lasting. It gives you all this protein. It gives you all this stuff you need. So, and it's sustained people for, I don't know, centuries, if we've had that long. I'm not sure how, but anyways, it's and it's way better than meat for a lot of different reasons. But I'm not going to sit there and tell people that they have to, that they're bad people because they're not eating, because they eat meat. Like, this is the split apart for the new spiritual and the old spiritual, I guess. I don't know, you know, you'd have to talk to other ones besides me, but definitely how I look at it is that you're not supposed to be telling other people how to live their lives. And so everybody's on their own journey, and you have to do your journey to learn your own shit. You can't just tell somebody what you've learned and expect they're supposed to know it. And so anyways, this video is like short too. And I did 3 really short videos yesterday. 2 of them, they have like 30 views. They won't let them go because those ones will go viral too easy. So they hold back my video, all those videos that I do like that. And this one, it was, I don't know, 7 or maybe 12 seconds. And it went, the other 2 were like 5 and 7 seconds or something. Because anything below 15 seconds is, you know, has more of a possibility of going viral. So they always hold mine back. And this one started going, and it's the weirdest thing because I said something like, did you know you can live off of beans? And I don't know, you can buy a bag really cheap, you can cook them, they're really good, and you can add beans and rice and you can live off that shit. And then I said, also your dogs can. And so it was just this quick little thing that I just, you know, like I just do these little snappy things. And it just kept going and I kept getting comments and comments and comments and comments. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I looked and it was like, it kept going and going and going. This morning I was like, oh, oh yeah, except for that one lady. Yeah. Oh yeah, I got to talk about her. The comments. So I was like, man, people really are into this conversation. And there's like a whole bunch of different things. But the girl who I pissed off yesterday, and I don't know, because she was early in the comments. And so she was saying something, and I had a bunch of comments. And she said like long things a couple times. And I don't even know for sure. Because at first I was like, yeah. Then she started going off on, there is no excuse for people who don't grow their own food. You don't even need to eat beans. You need to grow your own food, and there's no excuse. You know, I was just like, well, you know, that's pretty judgmental to decide that think that you know how everybody else is living. Because I was just thinking, even in my own, like my garden has been an issue the whole fucking time I've lived here. I have been trying and trying and trying, and it's I don't think I have enough sun for a lot of stuff that grows out in the garden. And then the soil is super acidic because all of the pine needles and stuff. So, you know, I got to figure out what really grows in my spot. But I have, I think 5 raised garden beds out there that I had put in. And I have been putting different things in each year to see what grows. And I have been feeding the soil and feeding the soil. So, because I started composting each thing. So I compost directly into each of the beds. And that is what drew in the birds and the squirrels at first. That's why that one winter, when all of a sudden there was snow, they came and started knocking on my window. I was like, hey sister, we need food. I was like, oh, I was a funny little epiphany that I had. But anyway, so this girl, she's getting, you know, and I say that that's pretty judgmental because I'm thinking like I have big issues trying to grow, but I'm not sitting here going into my whole thing, but I'm thinking there's lots of people who have issues for growing for all different reasons. And so I'm thinking, you know, like, and then she starts saying, there's no excuse. You can grow inside your house. And I'm looking around my house and I'm like, my fucking house is dog beds, dude. Like, there's not, oh yeah, there's the whole thing too about dude that I was thinking about while I thought I was awake. That I don't have fucking room for that. And she starts talking about everybody can get these certain things, you know, the ones that go up and stuff like that, and grow our food in the house and all this stuff, because she has got it figured out and we all need to do what she's doing because she's got it figured out, and she's totally judgmental. So I just called her out on being judgmental and stuff. And she started saying I was argumentative, what's my problem, and all this stuff. And I was just like, I was like, oh, whatever. Then later, after she just kept going and going, I went and looked, and I don't even know if she's a real person, but it was so fucking weird. The oh yeah, on the dude thing, it was because I had seen this girl, she did this video, and she said that she always says something, you go girl. She's like, I always say you go girl, and people always look at me real weird. And so she was asking, do other people have little catchphrases that stuck with them for all these decades and they still say them? And I always say literally. And so it was like literally. And then I saw on the thing where somebody said, dude, there's people that like awesome sauce. There's all sorts of different ones that people were saying that they still say. And the person said, dude. And I'm thinking, I say dude all the time. And so I was thinking about this was, because, you know, I come from the dude area, I guess, where it was like, dude, everything was dude. And people said dude all the time. And so I swear to God, it was in 2 different periods in my life too. It seems like it was during the 70s, and then it seems like it took another jump like in the 90s somewhere or something that they did it again. So and I didn't say it back then. And then in the next time that it became popular, I don't think I said it then either. I think I was more like a worker or whatever. But then after my brain injury, I started saying it all the time. Like, but I don't remember saying that before, but I remember people saying it. So it was like, and then I started saying it, just started saying it all the time. Dude. I started calling everybody dude. It doesn't matter if you're a boy or a girl or whatever. I call you dude. And I like it. I just like that word. I don't know. I just like it. I like the way it feels, and I like the energy behind it. I just like it. And so this girl, she got me thinking, because it was funny, as I know, like my grandson, and then I'll see these other guys, especially the gamers. I don't know if all of it are different people, but they're always bruh, because they don't say just bro. No, it's a bro. It's a bro. It's like this bruh, or something. It's like this whole way of saying it. I don't know. And I was like, so this is this generation's era of how, you know, whatever word they have. And it would be kind of weird if, like, you were just going from one to the next. If, while dude was popular, everybody was a dude. And then when bro was popular, everybody's a bro. Because to me, it's like it is more of just like this era. You know what I'm saying? Just like she was saying, you know, like, she says this thing, the awesome sauce thing got me because I have a daughter. I think this is awesome sauce too. But there's these little phrases from these shows, and people who watched them, you know, they say them. And, you know, and I think we pick up on different ones throughout our lifetime. But I still think it would be weird if you just were like jumping onto each trend of the new kids, of how they said things. Like, I think it makes more sense that you'd say the stuff from your own period of time. You know what I'm saying? Because now, like, the younger kids have a totally different way of communicating stuff. They're developing their own little language and sign language that goes with it and stuff. And which I think is good, because that pulls them out of their devices. Good. Develop all the languages you want. Come up with your own. That's great. Like, good for you. It is good for you. But and they have a word that they say that I really like as Riz. And I think this is Riz, is they also do this little thing where you think like it's like, but it's more like, there goes my snot problem. This fucking fog. The fog. I swear to God, I fucking sick. I swear to God, I cannot believe I can go. That's just, the only time I'm even going outside is to get a piece of wood, or to take the dogs on a walk. And we haven't been going on a super long walk. We did one long one a few days ago, but then she'll do short ones and then she'll do a long one. So we like have a pattern. And but I'm not being outside for a long time. But then I also, when they go out, they bring it in on their coat and bring in whatever funk. And I like, yesterday, there was something that I felt like something kept trying to get in my eye or out of my eye. And it was so fucking itchy. And it was doing it again this morning. And, I swear to God, these little bot things, these little, whatever they're creating, some kind of weird bacteria bot bugs or something. And so all these people are so fucking sick. So many people are all sick, all talking about this same shit that I have been talking about. And all these people fucking have it now. I'm telling you, they start shit on little things. And I was thinking, I bet you, because I'm in the forest and stuff, and they don't want us to connect to nature, that makes perfect sense why they would be attacking us with the chemicals so hard ahead. Because it seems like every time that it's like a year ahead, something's happening here, and I'll be talking about it, and then I'll start hearing about it. It just seems like ever since I started doing this, and it almost, sometimes it seems creepy, like I don't know. I don't like it when people say we're creating the universe or whatever. It's like, I don't know, creeps me out. But let me think, because there was another thing that, I mean, I'm having like, it's like a swirl of things going. And then I try and catch, because there was something I was saying. I still want to go back to the conversation with my mom that had me start thinking that last night when it went dark again, and it got so fucking loud, so weird. It's weird. It's almost like it's like the curtain opens or something, and the stage and the show starts. It's the weirdest fucking thing. The sickness, the fog, fucking fog. I'm so fucking sick of. I'm so sick of the sickness, man. What the fuck was I gonna say? Okay. I don't know. It keeps being like too blank. I can't see. So I'm just gonna go back to this conversation with my mom, because that was still something I wanted to talk about. Oh my God, now my throat. And it's not my throat. It's down like below it. It's like right here. And it feels like something hits into there. It feels like something kicks in there. It's weird. that felt like something kicked. It wasn't as hard. It was like showing me though. It was there. I'm so weirded out by so much stuff happening. Like, it's so weird. Oh yeah, because what was that? There's something. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, because it was oh yeah, okay. So I had said like last week, or I think it was last week. I don't know, it was recently. And I had said about this music playing and playing. And I've talked about this a few different mornings, but about this interference in our reality, that there is some kind of a creation of an interference so that you cannot like connect to yourself. There's noise, and the noise makes it, depending on what you can hear, it depends on your own vibration, how the vibration affects you. And but ever since I was little, I could hear. And then as things have progressed and stuff, especially recently, when I started being like, man, they are doing something to interfere in a way of like right now, especially like this noise and stuff. And I don't remember all the things I was saying about it the other day, but I kept realizing it or something. Like I can hear it or I can feel it or I don't know, but I just knew. And so Amy sent me a video this morning, and it was something talking about like from the 70s or something, where they figured out how to use this sound. They call it like the woodpecker or something. It says and they figured out how to be able to use these sounds across the frequencies in order to interfere and create mind control, which was just what I was fucking talking about, because I said that they can control people's minds and stuff, and I said that is a part of why some of these people are doing some of this stuff. And but anyways, that's what I was talking about. And then see, there's always this confirmation that comes from somewhere over the things, like when I can see them or whatever. Like it usually is like I'll see something, but a whole thing plays out. Like I can see something and I see more than what's there, or I'll hear more or something. It's just it elaborates. And so and then to me it's like, well, where would that come from? And since I've been in this communication for all my life, then it is I have the awareness of the what they send me and show me and stuff like that, the awareness of the communication that goes on inside of our minds. And so I give it validity. I pay attention to it. It's not just a passing weird thought or something. Like I know it's communication. And so I take more heed to when, you know, like I see something and it elaborates. I don't sit there and just think, oh, I just am so crazy. I make things up in my head or something, like I've been told my whole fucking life. Like, that was something that kept replaying. It was just this weird thing, because it was just a simple conversation with my mom. And whatever it is, it always will come to a roadblock thing where it's like, I'm always like, well, everything's going to flip. People aren't going to be able to continue these same behaviors, because their behavior is going to become so apparent to them, and they're going to have to heal their wounds. They're not going to be able to blame other people for how they feel and stuff. So I have an awareness of the stuff that's going on. So somehow in a conversation, I'll say it, but that is always when it kind of turns my mom the other direction, because she lives in the philosophy of Jesus is coming and he's the same. Like, she's very bought into that narrative, and which I see it as a narrative. I never read the Chariot of the Gods, but I think that I'm more of that kind of person or something. Like, I believe I believe way different than what people are taught. And it's just so weird that was just like, I don't know, when my mom was just like, okay, well, I gotta go feed the animals now. And so, okay, talk to you later. So, but it's like, she's like always resistant to the things I say. And then when that happens, it will take me back throughout my life and, of all these different things, especially what is so trippy to me is because I know I'm right. Like, I know I'm right. I got all the signs around, like all the information coming to me. It shows me that I'm right. And, I, it's like everybody who knows me thinks I'm so crazy. And then it was just like, man, it's so weird because even my own mom, and it just always thinks like, I'm just so out there. And it's just been, like I just, I'll start thinking like, oh, my brothers just tell me how, the things I would always be told, like I was super gullible, is like, uh, so I'm a gullible daydreamer. I'm living in fantasy. I am not logical. I it's just crazy. Just always, I don't think right. I'm not, but I wasn't thinking like the way other people think. So, okay. But it's weird is how much, that I was thought to be so odd. And now we're to this point, and it's just weird. It's like I'm going through like a whole bunch of different kinds of thinking about things and seeing things and just seeing like, you know, it feels like when this whole shift thing happened, when the shift happens and the people who all thought I was crazy realize that I wasn't crazy, it is going to be like an effect on them. And it's like I can see it before it happens. And so it's like I keep having this like play out or something, and it's weird, but it is I don't know, it's weird to just be like disregarded by people, but then you're right, and something's coming that's going to show you're right, and then like they're going to all of a sudden look at you differently. And it's just it's weird because it's like, I've been here alone, nobody has cared one bit about talking to me and asking me, and every time I tell anybody what's going on, they think I sound like a crazy person, or tell me I'm a crazy person. And then it's like then once they can see, then it's going to be like, oh, well, now I'm interested in hearing. And it's like, I don't know. There's just something about it that just keeps replaying and replaying and replaying to me. And it goes all the time because I get these reactions all the time of, I'll say something and it's like it ends a conversation every time. Like I can end a conversation easy. All I gotta do is speak my truth. And people are just like, okay, thanks. Talk to you later. So, and I don't know. It's just, this is a weird perspective or a weird thing to experience. And I know that there's a reason. I know there's a reason for it. And it's just like, I don't know. We just don't know all the reasons until we get to the other side and we see how things play out. But I don't know. It's so weird because it's like, you're telling people things that are real and that can help them and stuff. But because it's coming from you, that it must not be right, it must not be true. I don't know, it's just weird. It's a weird thing to experience. So anyways, and we got to be getting close to whatever is going to happen. There is so somebody had put a video, the letter thing. It was supposed to be in this drop or something that was going to be closing down because that would be 30 days till January 20th or something. I don't know all this different stuff. The one that Elon just did, his post was some about, I can't remember, some about you got to know about the Matrix because the Matrix is about to be uploaded with a new reality or something like that. And so there's all these people who are so suspicious of everything, and so everything they said, they go in a different direction. And so they all go off on these other directions. I could totally understand what he was saying was because we're about to go from dark to light. And it's going to be like a complete upload of a whole new reality, or however he said it, I could totally understand what he was saying. And the people just don't realize, like, this is the bullshit. This is like the universe is doing this. It's not the government is doing it. This is the universe is doing this. This is a complete shift in the reality, and it's coming up, like it's coming. And it could be part of the stuff going on in the sky as to try and get us prepared, to get us to think, because it does get more people looking at the sky and talking about, and there's so much going on up there, so much. It's just like, I don't know what is, I don't know. I don't know, because you have some of these people saying it's about to be the solar flash and all these ships are going to take people away. There's like all different levels of things. I don't know. To me, every time I kept thinking the solar flash was going to, because this is all energetic, kind of badminton, like a little ball play thing where you go back and forth energetically down here. It's all this energy going back and forth, and then it's raising the vibration, it's changing the current, it's raising the bar, evolving our minds. And so the that energy surge of change is it's a deliberate thing by the universe. And it's so weird because people just don't realize, like, we're living destiny. Like, I just saw somebody else. There's all these people. Who was that? It was some spiritual person. There's all these different realities, and we could just, we're just slipping around from reality to reality, and we could just go to anyone. Like, this one could possibly happen. This one could possibly happen. All I know is that the one that we're gonna go to is the one that we came here for. Like, you can sit here and overthink it, but you're not jumping rides mid-ride. The ride you entered is the ride that you're going to get off of. So this is your ride. So however it goes, whether, however it happens, that's destiny. There's no changing it. It's set. You come in on the script. Like, you don't get this isn't, what is that? This isn't improv. This is scripted. Your life is scripted. It's not like you're just deciding what to do at the last moment. You decided before you came here. And all of the gameplay that you do is your gameplay. And let me see, because I was getting lost. These words came to my mind. Okay, hold on. The scripted, the people, always the people that, okay, so okay, so if I go backwards to my own thing, where going through my own experience and just realizing, like, how people look at you and see you, and it, it's like they don't value your information. That is also about biases. That is what, and that is one thing, is like these different people, they will have to recognize their own biases. Like, there's some block why, they look at me like I'm an idiot or something, so they don't give any value to the stuff I say. There's some kind of a block or a lesson or something. I know, like, and I know it's not just me. I mean, this is a part of the rollover. Oh yeah, okay. So the rollover. So the energy, it's said that this is like the end of this scenario and the beginning of a new scenario, and it all is going to go the way it's going to go. And to me, it seemed like way back when I heard about the solar flash, I thought that the solar flash was going to happen and half the people were going to just be gone because that they had no, like, they weren't connecting with their souls or something. It freaked me the fuck out because, like, everybody who I knew, like, nobody, everybody I would talk to thought I was so fucking crazy. And I was just like, this is the same, it was like the same kind of thing that happened to my mind as did when I was a kid. And they told me that everybody was going to go to hell unless they said Jesus's name and worshiped him. And I was like, yeah, but what about little kids that live over in other places? And what about ones that die young? What if they never heard of Jesus and stuff? Well, that doesn't matter. They're going to hell. And I was like, no fucking way, man. I couldn't believe, like, I just couldn't believe. And so it was the same kind of thing when I heard the solar flash thing. It was like, that doesn't make any sense that these people that wouldn't be able to know would go. But I was like, fuck, I didn't know. And I was having so much weird shit happening and so much, I mean, it wasn't just like a lot of talking. It was like showing up. Like I said, like that guy who would show up when I was in the shower, and he would always come when I was in the shower, and he always just reminded me of this funny old drunk Indian guy, like he just was like a Native American, like a indigenous person. I felt like I was like somebody who I probably knew or something, and he was just so funny, and he would say the smartest fucking shit, and he would always come when I was in the shower. I don't know if it was the water transmission or what, but he would always be just standing there, just yappering away. And but I was having so much weird shit happening to me. And so I was trying to tell people, and everybody thought I was so crazy. And so, and things started playing out. And I can see also all these different things that are happening, this weird shit, like, oh, they're going after this guy, but they're not going after this guy. That's waking people up. That's why it's all playing out this way, like these weird, extreme kind of weird shit. Because there's a lot of weird shit and a lot of fucking nonsense. And it's all about the awakening and exposing the truth. And so to me, when I start going through the stuff, and first, I was trying to wake people up. I was trying to tell people stuff, and nobody could fucking hear me. Everybody thought I was crazy, and nobody would listen to me. And I was just like, what in the fuck, man? And so I just kind of started focusing on myself and just doing my thing and living my thing. And after that is when I got triggered by this other person all of a sudden entering my spiritual orbit, I guess I would say, because they're not my physical, but they came in hard and strong in my spiritual and in my spirit world. And they have been there the whole fucking time. They're always there. And so, and to me, I mean, I don't see what the reason would be unless I'm going to be around this person. It would make no sense to me. But anyways, we'll see how it all plays out. But but so once that happened, it changed. I don't know. It definitely changed my direction, kind of how I was going at things, because I was going at them a certain way. Then all of a sudden I start going a different way. And so definitely that entering into my orbit by this person, not in my physical, but in my astral or whatever, that definitely shifted my direction. So I can see like why it was necessary, because it definitely turned me. And so I And I don't know, because it seems like, man, I can't, because it seems like that there was this period of time, and I was trying to understand what was going on, but I was still trying to get people to wake up. I was still trying to get people to understand what I was saying. And then it was quarantine happened. And that's when my puzzle went together. That's when all of a sudden I could understand what was going on. And it was the people around me and stuff. And it was luckily, I swear to God, the gate next door, the gate incident. That whole thing with the gate was so much of an eye opener to me. I was like, oh, people don't have any awareness. They don't have any awareness. They're very focused on, it's like they can't see outside of what they're focused on. And so it was like this like epiphany. Then in quarantine is when I met the one girl, the shaman girl, and I started going to her class, and she was teaching about the chakras. And that's when I started realizing about the lower chakra, when you're in your pain and suffering in your root and your sacral chakra, which is why so many people have so many issues with that area, reproductive, sexual, digestive, cancer, all this stuff, because that is where you pack it down. You put in all of your energy, all of the trauma and stuff, you pack it in, and you hold it down there. And then you take all your energy to hold it. And then people like will put on weight to hold it. Like everybody's like trying to hold their energy down. And, but you go through life and you're just reactive. You're just reactive because you've got all that in there, and that drives you. And it's a lot of dark old energy and stuff, and you got to let go of it. And so so I was learning about that, and that was going together. I was like, oh, so all these people are in lower chakra. This is all about healing. This is all about people are just living their lives like robots because they aren't facing their trauma and stuff. They're just trying to make a good life, just live their life, just be, just like this thing. And it's all this manufactured drive that they create, because we're going to flip it. When things flip, we're going to go deeper. We're going to go deeper into ourselves. It's not going to be like this surface bullshit. Oh yeah, with this fucking other dumbass argument. Like I swear to God, I can't even believe some of these ladies. It's weird. And it's weird how you get the same motherfucking reaction every motherfucking time. Every motherfucking time. So the let me think if I want to say that one yet. So on the energy thing, okay, let me just finish this first. So then I'll do this hair fucking thing. So anyways, when I started seeing that and I started understanding about the consciousness and the awareness and stuff, and then it's like every understanding, their communication becomes more elaborate, more expansive. So the more that you can understand, the more that they will tell you, the more that you can feed into that energy and understand more and more and more. So I was having these understandings about these things that were happening. And then I started seeing, and that's when I started just understanding about this consciousness. So then I started observing it from a different perspective. I was watching, and then I was like, this is really what's happening. This is like you start putting it together and you can see. And so then I started looking at the solar flash differently, because then throughout this too, there's been all this with the Schumann and all these different flashes coming out of the sun and ships going through, making it clear that the sun's a portal. Then we got these other suns, and then we got there's so much going on. But the energy that is out there that's going back and forth. And so you can see this energetic drive that is building, and as the energy comes in, it keeps more and more people wake up, more and more drive to separate ourselves from their control and stuff. And so that to me is this shoving, this pushing us this other direction, like I said. And we have all these martyrs coming in that is popping up this horrible shit that is turning our direction, because it's like, oh my gosh, it just is like we can't keep going that way. We got to turn. And so everybody, we're turning in this other direction. We're looking at things and stuff. And that is what creates this pole shift, this flipping the energy. It's this energy exchange that's happening. And so then when it flips and we have this wide awakening thing, that to me is this this huge awakening that is going to send out more energy. So it's going to do that, this energy going back and forth. But to me, if there's really a solar flash, it's going to take all these people away. See, they have to have been to the point of waking up and starting to do their healing. That doesn't make any sense to me if we don't get to that part. So that's why I keep saying, it seems like to me that we would go through this part, this awakening, which it seems like they're really coming in hard on the money thing, is gonna, it's gonna be it seems like it's gonna be a few things together. Like a few things are gonna just fall. And money, government. And Donald keeps saying stuff that's just got people whacked, man. And everything he says, you got to think, oh, so this is corrupt. Because like when he said, we're going to get rid of NATO, people were freaking the fuck out. There's still people like, oh my God, what is the hell with this guy? He wants to pull us out of the Paris, this, he wants to do this and stuff. Now he wants to fucking get, he wants to buy the, he's in thing with the Panama Canal. Like we're going to take back the Panama Canal. And so if he's saying shit and he's saying, well, China's going in, like there's shenanigans. There's shenanigans. And then he's drawing attention to shenanigans. So that's every time when people think like, oh God, what is this wackadoo? That is all based on your TDS. Because definitely when I heard him saying he was going to pull out of that stuff way back when I had the TDS, then I was like, what in the hell is this guy know? And nothing. But then you start listening to him, but you got to get over your biases. You start listening to him, and then you're like, well, what the fuck? They pull us into this shit. It's all for their benefit. It's not for ours. And so definitely shenanigans, and definitely that's what they're drawing attention to. So just keep that in mind on all this stuff. So, but there's going to be a lot of things that seem to me that's going to collapse. And that collapsing is where the shift is going to change in perspective. That's the awakening. It's this changing in perspective. And this big buildup to all these people not being awake to this time of the shift, because the shift is so significant. The shift is what's going to wake them up. This is going to be, so I don't believe that they're going to all be taken off on ships so they don't wake up. No, I believe that there's going to be, and there's so many, and I can see when I have like these conversations with people and I see their perspective when I'm telling them stuff, and I see like, oh, this is a part of their awakening, is switching perspectives to look at you this way, but suddenly see you this way. Like I can see this playing out. And so I don't think that this is going to be the solar flash and all these people are going to leave. If there is a big time and space where there's a big exit, it's either going to be because people are going back to their home planet places, their home realities, or they are, their vibration is too low for where we're going. Like there's a split in the vibration. But everybody gets these opportunities to work on themselves. And it's not like they can fail because they would just go to their life review because their vibration is still higher. This is still just a game. Your vibration's higher than what you are doing here. But all of this learning and knowledge expands you. Your essence, the essence of you, your vibration, your vibratory remnants, the color of you becomes much more brighter and intense by the things that you learn and grow, which when we see all these energies up in the sky and stuff and all the stuff that they can maneuver around, see, that's what we are, and that makes us stronger and bigger and stuff. So this is, and just keep in mind that the things that are from somewhere else are just the same as us. They're just like us, outside of our bodies. There's nothing to be scared of. You're the same as them. So people don't need to be scared of these things because we're the same as them. And that's what they're here to show us. They're here to teach us that. So this energy, to me, is that the solar flash would be ahead. And then to me, the solar flash would be from the awakening, creating such an intensity in the energy that it just causes this separation, that there would be a dramatic separation. And then that could be, like a big landmass change or something that's going to happen. A solar flash happens, and we have like volcanoes and earthquakes that happen. And but that to me is why we would be moved into safer places. But that again, we have to watch how this plays out. But that's how I see it. I don't see this as like now we're about to have the solar flash and all these people are going to be gone. I think this is the fucking grand awakening in it, so that these people can get this new perspective. And everybody has these things, like these locked in, honed in experiences that they're going to have that come to the surface to have them see through a new perspective that's going to awaken them, to get them to, you know, start healing their old past pains and traumas and stuff. So anyways, that is how I see it. This is all about this advancement of your consciousness. And this it's like leaving, it's like we're too good for you to this game anymore. We've leveled up. We're too good for you. We're no longer going to be your slave and run around and do what you want us to do. We're going to go over here and we're going to figure out what we want to do. We're going to do our own thing now. And so it's this evolution of man that is occurring. And that is, that's the beautiful part. All this other stuff is just part of the show. It's just part of the show. So anyways, but Elon saying that also makes me feel like they keep trying to drop hints and stuff to tell us that this is really close. And I think it is like, if it's going to be, you know, because it's going to be a bunch of things that are going to happen at once, it seems like. And all these things happen at once. And then that's just, it's like the lights come on. It's like people all of a sudden see things that they didn't see. And so anyways, he was saying something like that. But people are like, well, what the hell is he trying to talk? And it's like, you guys just don't understand. Like, this is a spiritual thing happening, and everybody's trying to come at it through such a three-dimensional way. And so this other one, like, I just can't even get over some of these ladies. I swear to God. So there was one, I wasn't even sure if this was the same one, because this video, this lady, and she was talking about that she went up to the gym, and so she just like has a beanie and all her hair is like white looking, and she doesn't have any makeup on or anything. And she is saying that she went up to the gym because she decided she wants to start exercising again. And she went in and she said, well, I want to get into a class that's just like, well, you haven't exercised in a while, so like somebody like get back into it or whatever. And so the guy who works there starts telling her, oh, we have some senior classes. And she got so offended. She got so freaked out that she went out to her car and she was like freaking out. Like, we shouldn't be calling it senior and stuff. We should be calling it advanced. So advanced is better. Like, in the advanced years, we got an advanced years class over there. It's like, I don't know. Like, there's people who are still freaking out of the Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays thing. People are getting their asses chewed out over it. So it's so fucking ridiculous, man. So anyways, so she's out in her car bitching about this. Like, she just is like so upset. She just can't even believe that she was called a senior. And then, and I don't know, I guess the first time that somebody says, oh, do you get a senior discount? It is like, oh, I guess I'm getting old. It's becoming noticeable. So anyways, so I don't know if this is the same girl, because in the one video she had the hat on and stuff. So in this other one, this other video, this girl, which I thought, like, is this the same girl when I saw it? And she had her hair down. It's like, it wasn't a hat, but I don't know if it's the same girl, but because she looked kind of the same though. And what was she saying? She was saying something. Seems like it was something about her hair, just like that other one that I had seen. I just got to quit saying anything to these. Every single one of these women with the silver hair, it's the same fucking thing every time. So I said, whatever it was that she had said, I don't remember, but I said, well, you can drink copper, drink out of a copper cup and take magnesium, and your hair will turn back to natural color. And that worked for me, or something like that. Every time. They are so fucking pissed. They're so fucking offended. It's like, how dare you? And it is, always, they love their hair. They love their hair. And, you know, whatever your fucking problem is, because you're trying to tell them that they don't have to have silver hair when they love their hair. And they always had brown hair, but now they're not, but now they don't. That's what I think her thing was. That she was saying something about she had brown hair, but now it's silver or something. I don't remember. And I said, well, it can go back to brown. You just have to drink out of a copper cup and take magnesium. It worked for me. And she comes back, I love my hair. How dare, you know, like fucking freaking the fuck out. And that's how I took it. And because it was quick too. Like she fired back with a comment almost immediately. I was like, Jesus. And then and the other one, when she came back, she did a video coming back at me. And so this one, I after she said that, I said, I'm just like done playing with this shit. I said, well, see, I said two different things. Let me think what it was. Because I said, well, mineral deficiency, so about like if you like a mineral deficiency, I would think wouldn't override your hair color, but you know, you do you. And prepare for osteoporosis. It's like, after it's pulled all the color out of your hair, where do you think it's going to pull the minerals from next? Like, if you're not giving the minerals your body needs and it's pulled it all out of your hair, what else you got in there? Like, prepare to get a lot sicker, a lot older. And I didn't say all that part. I just said, you know, prepare for osteoporosis. And then I said, it just blows my mind how people prioritize their hair color over their health. And it's like, it just blows my mind. It never is coming back of like, you know, oh, I had no idea. Like, I thought, you know, my hair just turned silver because they're always, these people are always like pushing also on this whole aging thing. And there is so much of these women who push on the, oh, that was the thing. Yesterday, what started our conversation was she had talked to my aunt. And so right away in my head, I was hearing, you know, some of the stuff that my aunt needs to do to improve her health. And so I started saying them to my mom, and she was very resistant to the things I was saying. Oh no, she's doing great. She must exercise. I saw a picture of her and she's in a mini skirt. She looks so good. And she definitely doesn't look over 50. She's almost 80. And I'm like, well, I think she colors her hair. And you can't color away a mineral. Like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck, dude? Goddamn. And so I'm like, well, I think she, you know, she colors her hair, as I had seen a picture of her and her husband a while ago, and they both were totally white. And so, and I said about this other lady, I said there's this other little skinny, tiny lady that has all the silver hair. And she is, because see, some of them go silver, and then, you know, and then some of them keep coloring it, but they all have this kind of like, you know, do your Botox, get your retinols and all of this stuff. They're all a certain thing, and try and look young, try and look like try and continue that or something. And say, well, I think that you should be proud of getting older. You know, not everybody gets that gift. And I think that you should, I think that that is like trying to climb water to try and still look like you are young as you're getting older. I think part of it is just loving yourself, though, all through all of your different changes, is just learning how to love yourself and appreciate yourself. And then, you know, but, you know, you can try and be who you were. It doesn't seem possible. And I think that that is a part of the distortion that becomes in some of these ladies' faces as they age, is their own anger at themselves for not looking younger or something. Like it really eats at them. And it's really a huge pressure. Like I got to go and get all this filler. I got to do this. I got to do that to try and look younger. And because that's where my value comes from or something. It's like you got to value yourself at different stages. And for one thing, though, that this stage isn't even real. That's what's so trippy about it. And so I was saying, and that lady, she was the same way, you know. It was all about this lifestyle, and she's real small, so you'd think like she was healthy, but then it comes out like, no, she wasn't exercising or anything. She vapes all the time, she drinks all the time, and she's out there living, you know, like a young party lifestyle as an older person and trying to say, hey, this is you, we can all do it, we can all still live like this. And then, you know, she just steps back and breaks her totally, whatever she did to her ankle, crashes her fucking bones in her ankle, has to get surgery and stuff, be in a wheelchair. And because your bones are being deteriorated when your hair is, then it's pulling from your bones. Your bones are going to start decaying, man. And you're just walking, another one broke her. Give me a walker. So it's so mind blowing. And so in this, where I'm talking to my mom and I'm trying to get this across, like there is that's superficial. That doesn't mean you're healthy because you're skinny and you're out there in a mini skirt. It doesn't mean that you're healthy. And this other woman just proved it. And because her hair is dark, that doesn't mean her hair is dark. And man, and so I was like it's not sinking into people. It's not sinking in, like the mineral thing in our health, in the whole fact that this aging thing is created for us. Like it's not real. And as far as you've taken it, as far as you've gone into it, is the whole way you have to backpedal out of it. And it's not fucking easy. It's not easy. And it's work. It's work to, you know, raise the muscles back up in your face that have started falling down. It's work to do. Like I can't believe doing like that face yoga and stuff. Yeah, it is workout. Like it's a fucking workout. You go do it, and you'll go do it and see. Doing all of the, there's just a lot of things to taking care of yourself and having to do with your lifestyle. And definitely not vaping, like sucking oil into your lungs is not a good idea. Any of these kind of oils and stuff is not a good idea. And so, yeah, you know, if you want to smoke something, I think you need to smoke dry leaves, not oils. And I just feel like it's a dangerous road, and I think there's going to be more that's going to come out with it. And there's so many people sick right now with this this problem with their lungs and stuff, and they can't find anything. You've got all these kids with this weird pneumonia. You've got all these adults, and they're all having these weird things, just like what I've been talking about for so long. And so they're all have these weird coughs, just all this stuff. It is like our bodies are fighting against the chemical assault. And when they weaken your body, and they do that through this thing and the chemicals, all these different things to weaken us and make it harder for us. And they're doing it nonstop, because I do take care of myself, and I'm still getting my ass kicked by their sicknesses, man. And so, you know, if you're not taking care of yourself, then fuck, I don't even know, like you would be really sick. So, and I'm sure we're gonna probably have another wave, a huge wave of a bunch of people fucking dying off, man. Just keeps going and going. This is sad. This is a sad, you know, a sad ending to a reality. And I just got to keep remembering, like, okay, this isn't real. This isn't real. Everybody's just going back home. Everybody's going home. This isn't real. But it's sad to be, you know, because it seems so real, feels so real. But that's what we're here for, just to feel real, because it really changes us. I don't know if you can hear, like, it's so fucking loud. And I can feel it in my body. You see how it sounds like it's a rocket or something? so weird. Oh yeah, my stomach is just like gone crazy. I don't even fucking know. It's like it's fucking gone crazy. I don't even know what to expect from my stomach, man. It is. It's just it keeps making like talking and making a lot of noise. It's not doing a lot, but it's making a lot of fucking noise. Where it's like, Jesus, what is in there making all this noise? It's like is there takeover inside of me? But anyways, people just don't understand about this whole thing. It's so weird. Even when I try and tell people, and it's like just go backwards. It's like there's a superficial part to life and there's a real part. And if you're going at this superficial, it's going to just keep blowing up and blowing up and blowing up. I mean, my aunt didn't fall down and smash her face in, and she's got to get surgery. I think her surgery is today, because the universe wanted to let her know she was doing the right thing. She's doing everything perfect. The things are happening to show you where you're making your problems. If you're falling over all of a sudden, and when I tried to say she needs to do like yoga and core stuff, because it makes it a lot more harder to fall when you have a strong core. So even if you were, I mean, that's still like if you're going to faint, you're going to faint or whatever. But, you know, there still can make a clumsiness, like the lady who fell and broke her foot. If she would have been working out and stuff and had a stronger core, then she would have been able to pull herself back up. That's what I have found. I can't believe how many things I've pulled myself back up from. Like I'm about to stumble and I just pull myself back up. It's just like, fuck, having a strong core is badass, man. Because I have fallen a bunch of times. And so, you know, I just know the universe is showing us the direction that we need to focus. And so for her to have that happen, I would say 100% is something with her health, and she needs to focus on it. And as you're aging, it's a big thing. You can't go into the superficial side of just like, well, I'm just going to look good, and then everybody's going to say I'm aging well. It's like there's more to it, because for one thing, we don't even need to be aging. And they're just trying to sell you on all these fucking more chemicals, more bullshit. And on this side is the part where you go towards your own health and taking care of yourself. And in those learning, the lessons that you learn has to do with the minerals and detoxing and stuff. Like it's so important to do the detoxing because we are completely flooded nonstop with chemicals. What was that one? And I saw another one too. Let's see, cayenne, but there was another one. Dang it. And if you eat it, it pulls out heavy metals and like lead, aluminum and stuff. Dang, I can't remember what it was. I'll have to see if somebody wants to see it. But all that information is out there. You know, my algorithm is totally opened up to that to me. But that was the direction I, you know, was meant to go on. I chose to go on, and I'm scripted to go on. So my information is going to come to direct me on that path. And so I can see it clearly about the minerals and stuff and how important. And which, by the way, I feel like when I put the little iron fish in my tea thing, I feel like it, like here, like if I swear to God, if there was enough light to see, it just is so much darker than how it looks here. But in the I feel like adding in more iron is definitely, because all of these things work together, and like you need more iron to absorb the copper, to absorb the magnesium. Like there's a whole domino effect. And so anyways, I do feel like that adding in the iron, I started seeing like, oh, I think it's changing faster again, even though I always think it's hard to tell right here because of the light thing. But it's so much darker without this light on it. But no matter what, I mean, anybody who has been watching can see, like, my hair has changed colors. My hair has totally changed colors, and I don't know on other things, you know, if you thought like, oh, I think your skin's looking better, I think, you know, that's all by everybody's own perception or something. But to me, I definitely feel like everything starts improving, and it starts like just going backwards. Like the aging stops going forward, and all of a sudden it's like going more backwards. Like everything that you went forward starts going backwards. And but there's people who are so deep into the aging thing. They gave up a long time ago, decided not to take care of themselves, and so they're deep in, and they get very offended when you say like aging isn't real, because it's real for them. They've gone way deep into it. So there's a lot of people like, it's like, I don't know how far back they're going to be able to pull themselves out. It's like each person has to do it for themselves. But these ladies with the silver hair, it is insane. Like, they are so caught up. They're so up their own ass on their silver hair. That's all they fucking care about, is people to go, like, going out and being like, oh, I love your hair. I love your hair. Okay, well, I hope that's feeding your soul, because, you know, next, like I said, you'll have the osteoporosis. You'll have wherever it drains all of your minerals out of your body. So it doesn't stop. It's not like it took all the minerals out of your hair and now it's happy. Now you'll be able to go another 30 or 40 years. No, it's like, you know, trying to drive your car with no gas, and it doesn't even have anywhere to pull it from. Like, our body's going and it's pulling its resources from other parts of your body. And then the other parts of your body are showing that you've got, you know, it's being pulled from, and we're just oblivious. Oh, it looks good. How can you tell me I look so good? It's like, oh my God. So is that all that matters to you? Is that your hair is pretty and people tell you look good? Because your health should you know, be up there somewhere. It should be up there. To me, it should be the priority. Everybody's health should be the priority. And especially now, and I feel like that is a big part of there being so much sickness and so much. And over in California, like, fucking Newsom's talking about, like, he's gonna close it down again or something for the bird flu or some shit. Like, all this stuff is so absurd. There's so much nonsense going on in California. There's so much nonsense going on in all the places. Harris County, like, those people are just slaughtering, and it's going in more places too. There's just it's such a and the crazy thing is too, is like the people who are in there doing these things, following orders and doing these jobs, is going to come back on you. You don't, this isn't like, well, they told me to. Oh no, this is where the universe is going to let you know, like, no, you're responsible for yourself. And this is going to hurt a lot of people, because a lot of people are like, play victim, and, oh, they made me. Well, they told me. And following orders is not a smart thing to do right now. All these cops, all these DSHS, these CPS, all these people out there just following orders. What was this one? Oh yeah, this absurd fucking shit. So a woman goes into labor, her water breaks. Her husband gets her in the car. They're speeding down the road to hurry and get to the hospital, and they get pulled over. And the cops, although, you know, the woman's in labor and her water is broken, they get him down on the ground and arrest him. They just go ahead and take him to jail. And I don't know how, you know, maybe they called an ambulance for her or something. And because, you know, he's not allowed to drive fast with his wife. That was always a thing. That was always a thing. Like, you could you could always break the rules of speed if your wife was in labor. I don't know when that changed, but apparently in this place it changed, or these cops just follow these orders. But and then they prevent the guy from going to his baby's birth and stuff. It's like that. There's no excuse. There's no excuse for people's lack of humanity. There's not going to be any excuse to the universe. This is between you and the universe. And you're going to have to face yourself and all these different people. Like, you're working in one of these slaughterhouses and you're just putting these animals down and down and down. And you think like you can just tell the universe, well, I needed a paycheck. The universe doesn't look at it like that. Are you kidding me? The universe will provide you for everything you need. They're not going to sit there and go like, yeah, well, that's the job. We wanted you to kill. No, 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 you will face yourself. Everybody is going to be facing themselves. And the universe is not, they're not, no. And it's not out of judgment. Like I said, it's not like the universe is going to be mad at you, shame on you, shame on you. You're going to feel it. you're going to feel shame on you. Shame on you, shame on you, shame on you. How could I do this? How could I do this? It is the impending, the weight, the gravity, the heaviness that people are going to feel over their choices when the lights come on is going to be the burden. It's going to be the thing that is going to be so hard. That to me is what creates this solar flush, is this awakening, this learning, is the anger that's going to come out of it. That energy, and that is where it has to go back into balance. But this is all like precursors to me. This is all leading up to it. But I think whatever is about to go down has way more about the huge shifts in our life that is going to wake us up. A lot of people who are on the progressive side, who have the TDS, like, they're saying some wacky shit. Like, it is so wacky to listen to them. It is wacky, man. And it is like that they have not been present the last 4 years. It's like, where you been? Where you been, people? Like, what the fuck? And Joe is out doing more weird shit. I don't know. He was given, no, I don't know, another billion to Ecuador or something like that. I don't know. Just weird, wacky shit nonstop. And so it sure seems like they definitely are going to financially collapse some shit under him. Hopefully it's going to go down tomorrow. Hopefully this weekend is the weekend where it finally is going to fucking go. Oh, there was FedEx. Like, I don't know what the fuck is going on with FedEx. Like, I know that they start going through and just hiring different people. And I knew, because we no longer had a regular driver. We just have all these randos. And some of them are always lost out here. They're pulling in people's driveways or turning circles. They're always lost out here. And it's like, man, sometimes they come out and there's a couple of them. Just throw your packages and stuff. And, but apparently there's some that they're just taking all the packages and just dumping them. And they hate chewy packages, and they dump all these chewy packages and stuff. And I get chewy packages, and but I used to, when I got my dog food, the big heavy bags, they came from Life's Abundance. But a lot of people, I guess, they probably buy the heavy ones, and they come in the chewy bags. And I have bought ones, because I don't know, I have had some really big boxes from Chewy. But anyways, tons of those. And it was the whole thing, FedEx hates Chewy. It's like, why is Chewy using FedEx then? It's like, why don't they separate? Why don't they start a new relationship? And for all these boxes, all these Amazon, all these FedEx, all just everything, so many. Like, he just went and just dumped his whole truck out into a field. And some of the people in the comments like score, which, yeah, it would be, but it would kind of almost make you feel like, like you got to gather up the packages and go deliver them yourself, like go take them to the people. But like, what a waste. What a fucking waste. And what a fucking turmoil of energy. Like, all these people now are having to mess with where's their package and having it resent. And some places are resistant to that. And especially if they're saying, oh, it was delivered, then you have that whole fucking bullshit. So, but that right there, you see, you're putting out that negative energy, and that energy is going to come back on you. The energy you're putting out is going to come back on you. And if it hasn't started coming back on you yet, when it flips, you're going to feel it hard. It's going to come in like a fucking wave of this energy. And you have to really be mindful of the energy you're putting out. And it is, to me, it has to do with, it isn't just like your attitude. It isn't just like, oh, well, you can never get mad. You can never be upset. You can never, no, you got to feel all those things, because those are helping you process. When you doing something, you all of a sudden feel like, oh, I'm so used. Nobody cares about me or anything like that. Like, I don't know, because I've gone through that. Those are helpful to you. So you're not doing something wrong. Those help you with those emotions. Those help you to purge through and let go of things and to look at things from other perspectives. So all these things happening are to help you go through that. And so it's not like you can't feel anything, but it's what you're putting out. Like if you're creating drama, if you're going around and hurting people, because of, if you're resentful or whatever the case may be, those things, your actions will come back. And so people who are going out and being hateful and divisive and stuff, that energy is going to come back and hit them somehow. Like, it's just going to be interesting kind of to see how this all plays out. Because that's the one thing, is like when you're in observation and you're watching, there is a lot of stuff playing out, and there is a lot of things like, man, how's that gonna play out? How's that gonna work? But I just feel like when this occurs, this awakening thing, it's gonna bring so many people to their knees. Like, people are gonna be on their knees. This is like that come to Jesus moment. People are gonna be on their knees. People are gonna be on the ground crying. People are gonna be because it's just so weird how much of it you can see with ego. Even that one girl who's sitting there getting so pissed off at me because I'm arguing with her when she's got it figured out. Everybody needs to be growing their own food. They need to grow it in their house, and everybody needs to be a vegan. That these people shouldn't be eating meat. Yeah, but they've got to go through that themselves. They've got to go through the same thing you went through to get you there. They get to go through that. You don't get to just tell them this is what they need to do. And so, and these people who keep doing that, all these spiritual people. I saw a guy talking the other day, and he was talking about all these people with all their crystals and stuff like that, and all these people who just are, we're spiritual, and we've got all these crystals, and that's, the extent of their spirituality is, how is that going to help you through stuff? Because they're so resistant to feeling things and seeing things and being present and stuff like that. They're much more project where you want to be, only focus on what you like and stuff. So there's a lot of stuff that's going to be falling apart. A lot of stuff in people's reality is going to all of a sudden just, throw them for a loop. And it's going to throw them for such a loop that it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be an existential crisis. It's going to be like, what the fuck? There's going to be so many people too. So many people that all of a sudden feel that. It's going to be such a huge energetic wave. But it's going to it's going to be such a positive in the world once it happens, because it's going to take us in a whole new direction where people care about each other. They care about, and they take responsibility for their feelings. They're not blaming everybody else for how they feel. And then plus to realize, like, that you're being judgmental by not letting other people experience their experience that they're here to experience, and their experience is just as valid as your experience, and that it's all pre-designed for them, and you're causing interference by trying to get them to do what you want them to do. That's why you got to go in and question your own motivation. Why do I need everybody else to do this? And which yesterday I went, for some reason I went on Messenger and saw they had been messaging me to see if I could take another foster. I was like, oh fuck, man. And because I feel the pressure of the gravity of the crisis that we're in, and with the dogs, it's like fucking huge, man. It's so fucking huge. And so I feel that. But then I'm also like a very limited on space, and I'm just like me, one person with 3 dogs. And so I said, I answer, and then I was like, fuck, man, I don't know if I can do it. But I was like, well, it has to be very specific, because it has to be a dog that's not reactive to a 165-pound dog. And most little dogs are. And Archie, he's like a little ass kicker. He's like a little gremlin. Like, he's looking for trouble. Like, and he would be like, it has to be such a specific personality to come in and blend in with these 3. And so I was like, fuck, man. Because I feel like, I need to help, but also it's like I can only do so much. And there's just such a huge crisis, man. At the same time that they're just mass murdering, they are going in and closing down all these puppy mills and shit. So they're going in and getting these. There's so fucking many people who just do this shit. Like, they're just gonna make money off of fucking using animals to profit off of. Like, it's the same fucking energy as these people who profit off of us, you know? You're just enslaving another species for your own profit. And it's, I don't know, it's gross. And so at the same time, though, you've got all these getting closed down. So all these dogs that are needing places to go, they're mass murdering like crazy. They're putting puppies down like, it's just, so anyways, yeah, I was really relieved when she hadn't said anything yet. Like, there was nothing back like, oh, well, we do have the perfect one. Because then I was like, fuck, man. There's so much desperation in the rescue community, too. They're just like, here, take this one, take this one. Everybody just please take more. And they're begging for more fosters. It's like the hugest crisis, man. And the money could be spent so much better because this is all grant money and stuff. And there's more coming out because it's going to be more about the misspending of all this money. It's way more of just a laundry system than it is really something to, you know, shelter the dogs and do something good in communities and stuff. No, it's fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit is what it is. And it's being revealed to us. There's just so much being revealed all the time. And let me reveal my tooth. God dang, I've been talking a while, huh? It's, to me, it's the area is just getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. So let's look at it again. So it definitely, and it seems like it's showing me exactly how it was showing me in my head. So it's just going to keep closing in and closing in. The black will just get tinier and tinier, and then pretty soon it'll just all be white again, or whatever color you want to call it. So it's continuing to heal, which I completely, well, I do visualization, and there's supposed to be something coming out about that too, that is a big part of how we need to also live, is visualize how you want, like you want your tooth to heal. You go in and you keep envisioning it to heal. You got a tumor or something, you want it to heal, you keep going in and envisioning it to heal. You have any of this stuff, anything you have, you keep picturing it healing. And that is a part of our awakening, part of our own realization of our own powers over our own bodies, because it is you know, your body is separate from you. You aren't your body. So you got to learn how to read it, to fine tune it, to understand it and stuff. So it's all a development. And in your communication is you need to have communication with your body too. And so anyways, to me, it seems like it's way better to me. And I think it looks way better. So I feel super positive about, I just even yesterday, like after I talked to my mom, I was like, like I'm healing my broken tooth. I healed from Hep C. There's all these things, like I went got surgery with no fucking anesthesia. There's all these things, and it's just like, I don't know. I don't know. It's just more like, yeah, but color your hair and, you know, get skinny and just wear mini skirts and you look younger or something. I don't know. It's just like this superficial way of life where it's like, oh, you really be out there like healing this stuff. Like I don't think that, I don't know how many people know the significance of healing the Hep C without any medical intervention. Like that's huge. That is, to me, is like if you heard somebody say that they had AIDS, and then they came back and said, hey, I healed it. It's all gone. I fixed it all myself. No medical intervention. Then people would be like, what? If anybody even paid any attention. But it's significant. And like when you do those things, then it makes you realize like how strong and powerful you really are. And then you try and tell people, and people just think it's wacky. It's like, yeah, but you can do it too. Everybody can do it. You can heal your teeth. You can heal your hair. You can heal your mind. You can heal your spirit. You can heal your soul. You can heal your emotions. All this stuff. You can do better. You can live better. You can feel better. Oh yeah, and there's so much talk about this telepathy and the telepathy with the autistic people. And it's so weird. Like, because I've been living using telepathy my whole life. And it's just so weird when you hear these people like, yeah, can you believe it? Like telepathy. Like they're really using telepathy. It's like, oh my gosh, dang. Like, whew. And I don't know if this telepathy diets or this telepathy diary or whatever this thing is, it's revealing all this information. If they're saying a lot of stuff about what's going on and that's what's freaking people out, I don't know. It's something you can go and read, something that was released or something. I just know telepathy is real. I've been using it my whole life and it's not odd or unusual or anything. And it's just everybody else who's not using it, it's because you aren't developing that side of yourself. You're developing another side, which probably has something to do with the three-dimensional existence. And it probably has something to do with fear, control, sad, and like it's just going in a different direction. And that is why all this awakening is happening, is to get people more on board and going into this other direction. For people to all realize like telepathy is real. The universe is real. There's beings around us all the time. They're talking to us all the time. All of this stuff is real. There's nothing to be scared of. It's just so weird how so much fear has been created about anything outside of this reality. It's so fucking much like that movie, The Village. I swear to God, that is like, they just try to create the village and we're all living in the village and they tell us this scary thing that's going to get us. And we're all just like, oh my God, what's getting me? It's like, it's all just fucking lies. See, I get this itching across my eye where it feels like something's just walking through my lashes. And I know that there's not things in there. It's like it would be something microscopic, like when I'll feel like something's moving through my sinuses, which I saw another lady and she has been trying to get it removed or something. She has found that there's something living in her face and she's been talking about this same stuff. I don't even remember her whole video, but I was like, fuck, see, I knew it. There's other people who are saying this shit. I have said that there is a motherfucking thing in here and it moves around and I don't know what the fuck it is, but it seems like it's like bots, like I can blow my nose and there's not worms coming out of my nose or something. This is like little things, and they've already said, they've already released that information. They are making these little bots, these little bug bots or something, and releasing them out with sickness on us. So, and they're going and getting in us. They're going in our skin. They're going in our hair. They're going in our ears and our eyes. Like they're going in us. And I don't know. We'll just have to see. And I think that they probably hit some places harder than others, you know, because that's always what throws us off too. Is like you don't believe somebody else because, well, you know, it's not happening over here, so they must be lying. It's like, there's just so much to this whole thing with awakening. Looking at liars very differently. Looking at people who you thought were like liars. See, this is the biases. This is the biases coming to the surface. Because there's so much of that kind of thing where people are like, oh, they're a liar. I don't believe them. I don't believe them. I guess his name is Tim Pool. And when I was on Twitter, I saw Tim Pool all the time. And I've seen a lot of his tweets. So I know he has really moved up in the ranks throughout this thing, this divide, this red and blue thing. And so he has some podcasts, and he had some, one of these progressive, I think, because one thing that the liberals are doing is paying influencers, but the influencers aren't looking into anything. It's like they're handed a script and they say it, just like the news people or something. And so they're just saying stuff and they're being told things, but they're not looking into them. So Tim Pool had this guy on his podcast. Oh my gosh, he was going to town, calling this guy out. This guy had no fucking clue about shit. And And he was telling him what a fascist he was because of this, this, and this, and this. And so that's the thing. See, this is the awakening. This is these people who think that they're the progressive, that they're really the fascists. So that's the flipping. That's the all of a sudden to see themselves. And boy, he was laying it out there. And as they are holding people, you know, all over that J6 shit, they've got people that they don't even have charges. They've got one guy they've been holding for 3 years and shit. It's so fucking, the government is so they're out of control. And there's a whole bunch of people that learned that off that J6. And so, oh yeah, and then another thing, yeah, because Joe is letting all these people out. Well, I guess he's letting a lot of the Chimos. He's like, hey, let's be free, like all my people. So, anyways, he's letting a lot of them out. So that's more a part. And who knows if he really is or not. It's all part of the show. Just remember, so much of this is just a big show. And because there's also this part where they got to backpedal because all these people have been doing this stuff and they were never sworn in. That's a whole big thing too. So how you go backpedal this 4 years of all their nonsense? I don't know. That's the thing is it's just like it's so wacky to watch how this is all going to play out. Because yeah, how are they going to do that? I don't know. It's just, but we are getting more to the point though of where things are gonna flip. Things are, like it's always this build up. Even though every weekend it's like, fuck, I hope it's this weekend. I hope it's this weekend. I hope it's this weekend. And but it is building up and building up. It's not like going away. Nothing's going away. The only thing that's going to go away is once it's flipped. The darkness is going to start being in the rear view. So it's going to be going further and further back. But there will always be darkness. Like we all carry darkness in us, but it won't be so heavy influenced with the darkness. And that's what so many people don't realize, the heavy influence of the darkness, because they don't even realize that they're having telepathy and they're in communication, and they're in communication with a bunch of dark spirits. And even to the point of like, there's all these channelers out there. And when I started thinking about like all these people are really channeling, they're just channeling, they're not channeling the higher mind. They're channeling these lower, darker spirits. These ones that are about control, these ones about keeping us in control. It's definitely 100%. I don't know who this Bashar character is. The Daryl is out there channeling, but Bashar, but to me, it sure seems like he wants to keep us under their control. But what all of this nonsense that he had said about, you know, that Dawn, when we were going World War III, if the other person won, that we were going to get, you know, we were going into a first contact and this beautiful new world and shit. It's like, the people carrying all the dark energy are not going to all of a sudden transform it into, it's like, how can you not see who's carrying the positive energy? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, what in the hell is wrong with you? So, anyways, I'm just being judgmental, and I got my own hateful side I got to deal with. So, just remember what we're doing here. Learning how to love ourselves, love everyone, and how to have a loving day, because it's totally up to you. So, again, we'll work on that, and I will talk to you tomorrow, unless the power's out. So, see you later. Bye.